right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Supporting Travis Brown. Tonight marks 2 weeks since the Ferguson officer was severely injured on the job. How you can help his family as he continues to recover. Animal shelter shakeup.
I think we're at a great point to where, we're comfortable and confident at resuming operations.
The major change is coming to a local animal shelter in the coming months.
After a nice, comfortable week, changes are underway right now that will remind us summer is not over.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. It's going to feel a little more like summer as we head into the weekend. Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with this heat. And will there be humidity too, Scott?
It's starting to creep back in, that's for sure. You could feel it today. You know it wasn't as dry today as it was the last couple of days. Yesterday, we had those incredible dew points around 50 degrees during the afternoon. Today, we were above 60 on the dew point, and that number is going to continue to creep up heading through the overnight hours and into the weekend for sure. There's a look over at Busch Stadium, all quiet tonight. Yes, the weather is pretty quiet too. We have had a little area of showers showing up on the radar screen. Now, most of what you see with the green there is just your usual ground clutter, but right along Highway 61 here, going north of Troy up towards Bowling Green, that shower's on the radar. But here's the thing, the base of those clouds pretty doggone high, and outside of a random rogue sprinkle, most of that's not reaching the ground. Dew point has climbed up to 68 now. You can feel it when you walk outside. The humidity returning. Yes, it'll be a little more humid this weekend. It's definitely going to be warmer. We'll be above 90. But the rain chances for us this weekend, even though most of us could use some rain, the rain chances are going to stay quite low. We will talk more about where the chances for rain seem to be a little higher and some really big heat that arrives for the beginning of next week. That's in a few minutes, Kelly.
All right, see you then, Scott. Tonight marks 2 weeks since Ferguson police officer Travis Brown was seriously injured when a protester violently shoved him to the ground. Robert Townsend reports from Pagedale ahead of a benefit for the officer and his family.
The Carter Commons is the venue where on Saturday lots of people are expected to pack this place. They're coming here to support Ferguson police officer Travis Brown and his family.
TJ is a community-oriented police officer.
2 weeks ago, Officer Brown was on duty during a protest marking the 10th anniversary of the death of Michael Brown in Ferguson. Investigators say a protester attacked the 36-year-old officer and knocked him to the ground. Brown suffered brain injuries. The officer on the force for just 7 months and father of 2 has remained in the hospital ever since. A source close to his loved ones tells 5 on Your Side the family is in hopes that he wakes up from his medically induced sedation soon.
We stand with Ferguson Police Department.
Now the Drink House and several other Pagedale businesses have banded together to host a fundraiser for Brown. Pagedale Police Chief Anthony Huckleberry says they hope to raise at least $20,000 for their fellow officer in blue.
We're going to be doing a fundraiser where people can enter in. They pay an entry fee, $25 for a VIP, $10 for a regular entry. All of that proceeds will go directly to the Browns family. We pray for a full recovery and that he's back to work soon.
The 6-hour event gets underway at 7 o'clock Saturday night. You can find more details right now on ksdk.com. In Pagedale, Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
Also tomorrow, a benefit concert for first responders. Backstop Palooza takes place at the Chesterfield Amphitheater at 6 p.m. All proceeds will go to support the Backstoppers, which gives financial support to the families of first responders who died or were injured in the line of duty. Hours ago, Illinois State Police identified the suspect killed in a shootout with an Alton police officer. Vernon Randall Jr. died after he fired shots at Officer Alan Averback and his canine Odin. Odin died from his injuries. Officer Averback is recovering at home. Investigators have not said what led up to the shooting. The Alton Police Department flew its flags at half-staff to honor the police canine. Many businesses in town have also put up their own memorials as they look for ways to help.
Yesterday, my son kind of called down here and kept me up to date on what was going on because I was down here working. And him and his friends really I mean, it was touching the way they, felt about it. Not that anybody else, but it upset them.
Alton Police say any donations of support to their K-9 program should be made directly to the police department. Police are not involved in any GoFundMe accounts that you might find online. New tonight, a staple in the Metro East is closing its doors. This week, the East St. Louis Monitor printed its last newspaper after 6 decades of keeping the community informed. Owners say they can no longer afford to keep it going. Brent Solomon spoke with staff and residents who grew up reading the Monitor.
Here on State Street in East St. Louis.
When I tell you this has been a staple in this community.
A fixture that's taken its responsibility seriously.
The man who founded this, when he founded it in the 60s, his car was firebombed. He and his family's lives were threatened.
But the East St. Louis Monitor had a purpose: keep black communities informed by any means.
I actually started as a teenager. My very first big interview was with Shirley Chisholm.
Head writer Linda Lawson got the news this week.
Our managing editor, the owner, came in with tears in his eyes, the best boss anyone could ever have, and said, "I've taken it as far as I can take it."
A message on Facebook Thursday saying, quote, "The current business climate has not made it financially sustainable to continue."
The Monitor, you sure? What?
Robin Carey Boyd grew up here. She says it's the way the Metro East stayed in the know.
There's nothing that has gone on in East St. Louis that didn't come through the Monitor. If it's your birthday, it was in the Monitor. If somebody passed away, they knew it from the Monitor.
That's the sentiment.
You all were one of the best to ever do it.
Also being shared in comments online.
Thank you for always showcasing the photos of our students.
And by phone.
This is the way our phones have been ringing off the hook.
It makes sense. When a legacy comes to an end, it's not always easy to accept.
This is when the first African-American mayor of East St. Louis.
Especially when it's been the Monitor of the biggest stories of our time.
The chance to cover everything big or small in this community, there's no price you can put on that.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
And the East St. Louis Monitor distributed 4,000 newspapers every week. After printing 60 volumes, the company printed its last edition Wednesday. Well, the first week of school is over at St. Louis Public Schools, but some parents are still having issues with transportation. Many say their calls to the main SLPS transportation number have gone unanswered. Even the mayor's office says it's frustrated with the school district's lack of communication, calling it unacceptable. One parent of a child with special needs says if things aren't resolved, she'll have to quit her job.
I have to stay home with my child. I mean, it's not fair to friends to have to keep stopping what they're doing to, give us a ride. I'm not going to put that burden on anybody, because I feel like this should be resolved.
The Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education says it's aware of the problem and is giving SLPS technical assistance. Major changes are coming to an Olivet animal shelter. Next year, St. Louis County will take back control of the operations from the Animal Protective Association. Annie Krall has the story.
Who let the dogs out? Well, no one yet, but these cute puppies, cats, and all types of other animals looking to be adopted or fostered will be under new management as early as February next year. In 2022, the Animal Protective Association, or APA, took over the Olivet shelter following reports of poor conditions. Now, the shelter is going back in the hands of St. Louis County Department of Public Health. Announced this week, it's a 6-month transition so APA can focus on its long-term goals. Public Health Director Dr. Kanika Cunningham says.
Creating an atmosphere or a shelter that recognizes the intersection of public health and animal welfare. And so I think with that in mind, that we were able to really partner and learn from each other. And I think we're at a great point to where, we're comfortable and confident at resuming operations, and then we want to support APA with being able to expand what they're doing when it comes to pet adoptions.
Since December of 2022, the APA and DPA PCH have helped with 4,000 adoptions at this Olivet shelter, and they're hoping to add one more with this little guy right here named Knight. Adopting a cat like Knight through empowered ownership is one of Dr. Cunningham's biggest goals, planning to ramp up education programs in schools so students and parents can learn how to feed a pet the right things and right amount, which Dr. Cunningham says is knowledge that's not always a given, sharing that they see the greatest number of strays and surrendered animals from North County.
And back to North County, you know, there's definitely veterinarian deserts. You have, you know, one thing I'm really talking about, you don't find too many dog parks in North County. That's another thing that I think other community partners can create space for us to be able to have, you know, a safe spot for your animals to go and play and run.
In Olivet, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
And the Olivet shelter houses more than 130 animals. If you're interested in adopting a new pet, you can find a link in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. Coming up, mothers whose lives are at risk during pregnancy and after childbirth.
The mortality rate for pregnant women, Black women, is at its highest rate right now.
What's being done to improve maternal health in Missouri? Kennedy backs out of the 2024 campaign. What his decision could mean for the candidates still in the race.
The rain chances still look limited into the weekend, but the heat and humidity definitely building. I'm tracking the hottest days ahead for the next week in 7 minutes.